Hello and welcome to Are You Hooked, where we discuss how a TV show captivates an audience. My name is Jennifer Hahn.
And I'm Sarah Callan.
And we are fascinated by what draws people into a story and want to understand the pieces that get us hooked on a TV show. Today, we are going to be discussing the opening scene of the show Comic Shop. So, Sarah, actually, before we even talk about the opening scene, can you share a little bit about how you discovered this show, The Comic Shop? Because it's just a fun backstory for how this came across our orbit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the power of social media. I was scrolling on Threads and somebody that I followed shared about a Kickstarter, and I was really curious because it was a Kickstarter for this show, which is all about a small Black-owned comic book shop and all of the hijinks and fun things that happen. So that's something that I'm really interested in, and something that we talk about all the time is like, how can we support indie creators who are, spending so much time and effort and money to bring these stories to the big or the small screen. So when I saw the Kickstarter, I was so excited. I am one of the backers for it. I instantly connected with it and was like, yes. And so the first few episodes dropped recently, and so when I watched the pilot, I was like, oh my gosh, Jen, we need to cover this on Are You Hooked? So I'm very excited to be digging into this because I really love this project and all the people that are behind it. They're doing a great job, but also to hopefully bring a few more eyeballs to this indie work, and it's really good. So if you haven't checked out the Comic Shop, go check it out. We have the link in the show notes to go watch this. All the episodes are available on YouTube, so go check it out. Support this indie crew who have poured their just heart into this project.
Yes, this has been something that has been the heart of our why behind TV and us and movies and us, is being able to elevate and bring more attention and eyeballs to creators that have incredible ideas, that have the passion and the heart to dedicate themselves to this craft. And it's literally just exposure, getting picked up and getting the attention of studios. It's really hard. The money-making machine behind it all is hard to figure out. And so any ways that we can help those creators just have a springboard or more people talking about their work, we're just so excited to be able to do that. So that is why we're going to be talking about the Comic Shop today. And Sarah, I guess this opening scene of the pilot episode, do you want to give a short description of what happens in this scene?
So what happens in this scene is Stephanie opens the shop, and then she meets the customers that are lined up outside, and they are an eclectic group of folks. So yeah. It's fun.
Yes, they are. All right. So kind of our key question with our Are You Hooked episodes that we're going to start with this opening scene is based on this opening scene of Comic Shop. Are you hooked on the show, and why or why not?
Yeah. Based on this opening scene, I was hooked. I wanted to continue watching. I love sitcoms like The Office and Parks and Rec and all of those. So this filmmaking style is very up my alley, and I'm so curious what they're going to do with this premise. And so instantly I just wanted to know more about Stephanie and who she is. She seems so quirky and fun and interesting, and then seeing her reaction to all of these people lined up, I was immediately intrigued and wanted to watch more of why are these people lined up outside of the shop? What is going to happen? Because that some shenanigans are going to happen when you have a sitcom like this. So yeah, based on this opening scene, I was interested. I couldn't wait to keep watching and figure out what was going to happen in this episode. So what about you? Based on this opening scene, are you hooked? Do you want to keep watching?
Yes, absolutely. So I think the two things I would say that had me most intrigued is one, our protagonist, Stephanie, the charisma is just contagious. And I think from the very first moments that we meet her, we can feel her passion, we can feel her earnestness in creating this shop, and how, like, without the show even saying anything, it almost feels like we can feel how much she's poured into this. Time, money, resources, heart, attention to detail, that she's created this thing. You can just tell that she cares. And we love characters that care about something, anything, and we're going to care about it too. So I think Stephanie's like natural charisma on screen and that energy that's so contagious was immediately drawing me in. She's absolutely magnetic. But the second thing that I think really intrigued me is that opening credits sequence. It's pretty short, but the combination of the music and that score and seeing just little snippets of colorful characters that are part of this sitcom that we haven't seen or met yet, I was immediately like, ooh, I want to meet her. I want to meet him. I want to meet him. And so I think that was really effective. Is like I was already kind of drawn in from Stephanie's energy and everything that's happening in that opening scene, but it's actually the opening credits scene that really sealed the deal for me. Is, ooh, who are these other colors and flavors that we're going to meet of the set of ingredients of what makes every sitcom great, which is you need really big, larger than life characters. And I feel like I got a taste of that from that opening credits sequence.
The opening credits are so good. I I actually re-watched this again this morning, and I have had that opening credit song stuck in my head all day now. Like
Yeah.
it just gets lodged in there. It's so catchy. But you're right, you just want to know more about these characters in this crew that you haven't even met. And
Yeah.
we've met Stephanie, and she's very interesting and dynamic. And so it's like, wow, okay, who else has she partnered with? Who else is going to be part of this group? And I love that when we first meet Stephanie, it's as she's walking to the door to open it. So we see
Mm.
her from the back first, and you can feel her excitement slash nervousness. And I don't know, to me, that was at least like really disarming because we all know what it feels like to be like nervous, excited, and like almost like crossing your fingers, like, oh, is this going to work out? And her body just exudes that. And then you feel
Mhm.
that like sigh of relief slash like, yes, we did it when she does see the line out of the door. And so I loved that performance. Cheyenne Iwulu is the one who plays Stephanie, but she's also the creator and the writer of this whole series as well. And
Yeah.
she does just a fantastic job of just embodying Stephanie. And she's just a person that we want to continue hanging out with and continue learning more about.
And seeing her interact with all of those colorful customers in line, I think also helps us learn so much about her. She held her own. She was gracious while also not afraid to show how she feels about them. And I think that was also really notable too. Is like, okay, she's got this like presence about her that is able to really steward this comic shop to success. But will she get that opportunity to? Is kind of the question that looms. Is like, there's this passion, there's this endeavor. How is it going to go? Like, is it going to be successful? Is it not? Who will be all the people that we meet along the way? One of the things that I also really felt in this opening scene that I think really instilled intrigue and confidence in me in the show is just how fast paced and sharp the editing is. I think it really shined when that white dude is barking at her in line, and it's intercut with her in her like documentary style interview being like, the customer is always right, and I think it's those comedic moments and the like intelligence of the editing style that I think really made me excited, because immediately the show is saying, we trust that you're going to keep up, we trust that you're going to get it, and come along and drink from the fire hose with us. And I think that was really necessary for me to also feel really excited by this. Is, okay, yeah, I feel the energy of the way that this is cut together, and the camera movements and those kind of like quick swivels of the camera, and the show is not afraid to throw me into the deep end and trust that I am going to relish in the thrill of it all.
And I love that there's no exposition in this.
Yeah.
Like we are literally just like dropped in and we're figuring things out
Yeah.
along the way. Like in this scene, we don't even know why everyone is lined up outside of the
Mm,
comic shop. We don't know. We just know that something is happening today that is a big deal, that our protagonist is excited about, and that people are excited about. What that is, I don't know. We'll find out. And so
yeah,
I love that this show trusts us. We are paying attention. We don't need exposition. We don't need to know Stephanie's whole backstory. We just meet her in this moment of excitement and nervousness that is so important for this business that we've just been introduced to, but we already feel invested in because our protagonist loves it so much. And so this scene is so short. It's just a minute or
yeah,
two, and we already feel so much empathy for Stephanie and what she's doing, and we're already bought into this in just a
yeah.
minute or two, which is really, really efficient screenwriting and storytelling.
It's so yeah, it's very efficient and it uses its time wisely. I mean, this entire episode's only 15 minutes long and it feels like so much happens, which we'll get to in our next episode where we talk about the ending scene. But one of the other things that I found really notable about a choice that this opening scene makes is the moment where same white man who's barking at her says, I like him thick, and winks at the camera. And I think that is so important to understanding like what the show is about and kind of like who is the show. And I think the fact that these writers, these creators are willing to go there and to like take something that's highly problematic and bring it in this like really, it's like a short 2-second moment, but I'm like, oh, this unafraid and fearless to go there, and I'm leaning in even more heavily now. And so it does it in like a small way, but that moment was really memorable for me of like, oh, I know what you're about and I'm here for this. Like you are bold and unafraid to go to those places that maybe other shows will try and package a little nicely or to make it more palatable or to reel it in. It's like this show's like, nah, we're gonna go and talk about some things. And I loved that piece of this as well, and that little detail. Short 2-second shot, but man, it was memorable to me.
Yeah, and including that in a way that just feels right and natural.
Yeah,
And I mean, spoiler, they do that throughout the rest of the series. So yeah, get used to that. And like it's such a fun thing to look forward to, though,
yeah,
is the writing is so smart, it's so intentional, and it's gonna hit some things and it's gonna say some things, but it's gonna do it in a way that is tactful and
mm,
organic and makes sense. And most of the time will have you laughing as well, which I think is the best use of comedy too, is to help you kind of like lower those walls and be able to like receive the information because you're laughing and having such a good time. So the
yeah.
ability of the show to intertwine comedy and some truth telling is really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really made me think about just kind of that origin story for the show and how much perhaps freedom and willingness to be bolder and having the permission and freedom to be bolder that the show has because it has been funded by kind of the community instead of by studio with executives that have opinions and ideas that are trying to make something that's going to be palatable for the masses. Like how much like just ability to be able to go there and freedom to traverse those places that the show's like boldness is able to shine most brightly instead of being like reeled in by the powers that be. And so that was like fascinating to think about, just again the way that art gets made, the way that art
Mhm.
gets funded, and the type of outputs that we get to have by pieces of work that are able to just like really, like you said, truth telling and truth telling in a way that feels authentic and unencumbered by the forces that be.
Yeah, we love to see it. And
We
the
do.
other piece that I love about this is that it's highlighting a black owned comic book shop. You know, there's so much about that to love, but also that, you know, in the shop they have comic books and art by indie creators who have allowed their stuff to be displayed. So I
Yeah.
love that this is focused on like a black owned business, which is really cool, but also to be able to tap into like black nerd culture, which I feel like comic books and superheroes and all of that have been so white dominated for so long, but there is so much like richness in comic books and superheroes that have originated from other cultures. And so it's just very cool to see this vehicle where whiteness is not centered, where we're not focused on, you know, the white superheroes and all of that, but we can focus on not even like the big studio, you know, comic book creators, but this is like indie creators who are just doing what they love. And I love that that's the focus of the show. It's so much fun.
It's so good. It's so good. There's a lot to love in this opening scene of Comic Shop. And we're going to get to talk about the full episode and the closing scene very soon here. But just this short, punchy couple of minutes of this opening is so strong. So this is our discussion of Comic Shop's opening scene. You can find it available to stream on YouTube. Go watch it. The first episode is only 15 minutes long. We feel confident you might be hooked by it, you know, by that few minutes in the beginning. Thank you for listening to this episode of Are You Hooked, where we discuss how a TV show captivates an audience. You can subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you tune to your favorite shows. Drop us a rating and review, letting us know your thoughts about this opening scene of Comic Shop when you get a chance to watch. You can connect with us on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TVNSPod, or email us at tvnspod@gmail.com. Check out our website, andusmedia.co, for the latest on TVNS and our other podcasts, Movies and Us. Also, friendly reminder, we are on YouTube, so go check us out at TVNSPod on YouTube. We will be back soon to discuss that ending scene of this first episode, this pilot episode of Comic Shop. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk again with y'all very soon.